iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
It's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. We got a lot to cover today. That's right, it's Thursday. And I'm going to give you a little preview of Thursday night's game. But what I also want to do on this podcast is I'm going to give you some of the bidding reports from the Fab bidding from Wednesday night. And I'm in a bunch of leagues, whether I own them or I'm a partner. But I want to give you an idea of what some of these guys went for in different leagues. I was very, very shocked to see Cameron Brate go for as much as he went. In one of my leagues, he went for $329. What was interesting is the next highest bid was only $69. So I don't blame the guy for bidding that much, but man, it cost him a lot. But this team went and spent $226 for Orleans Darkwa, and Carson Wentz was also $109. And he spent a whole lot of money. Now, maybe he's 0-3. I haven't looked, but that's a lot of cash. So if you're going to spend that kind of money, you better be careful. You better make sure you're winning here. Wendell Smallwood went for $231 in that league. I like that bid a lot. Let's see. In another league that I'm in, Kobe Fleener went for $588. The next highest bid was $444. So interestingly enough, that was a very aggressive bid. I think that's too high for Fleener. I like Kobe Fleener, but man, you better get a whole lot if you're going to do something like that. I thought that was too much. Wendell Smallwood went for $189. The next highest bid was $148. Zach Miller went for $156, and the next highest bid was $129. Cameron Brate only went for $139 in this league. $139. So look at the different leagues and look at the different amount. Let me give you another one here. Now, this one is a real expert Sharky Shark league if I've ever seen one. I mean, we've got Chad and Kimmer and all these people. Bobby Rainey went for $333. Cameron Brate went to Kimra at $241. The next highest bid was $168. I thought that was interesting. $241. Terrence Williams went for $178. Hunter Henry went for $133. So here's another league. Whoa. Woo! I don't know if you hear that. It is really raining down here in Southwest Florida. So bring you in a little Dr. Roto weather report here. All right, Wendell Smallwood, another league I'm in, $389. The next highest bid was $362. We call that a really good bid. Excellent job there. Cameron Brate went for $307. Next highest was $167. Paul Perkins went for $138. Terrence Williams $136. Darkwall $136. Zach Miller $128. Bobby Rainey only went for $45. Isn't that interesting? He went for $45 this league. He went for $300 something in the other league. Right? That's a little big difference there. Here's another league. I think it's very interesting to see all these leagues I'm in. Wendell Smallwood here went for $301 in this league. Orleans Darkwa $140. Cameron Brate $83. The next highest bid was $79. $83 he went for. Meanwhile, in the other leagues, he was going for $300, $400. Isn't that crazy? Carson Wentz in this league went for $29. Paul Perkins $132. I just read you a Paul Perkins where he went for in the hundreds. So I think that's very interesting. Another World Championship league that I'm in. Let me see this one. $323 for Smallwood, Cameron Brate $185, Tremor Simeon $132, Darkwall $108, Hunter Henry $50. Well, I like that one. Hunter Henry $50. That's my team there. So let's see the difference in the online championships. I'm in 2 online championship Beat Dr. Roto leagues. Let's see one of those. Cameron Brate $355. Next highest bid was $67. Smallwood $201. Darkwall $177. Zach Miller $100. Bobby Rainey, 50. I got Jack Doyle at 50. And let's see this last one here. Let's see what we got going on here. Wendell Smallwood, 303. Antonio Gates at 211. I think that's a little crazy, especially considering he's not very healthy. Cameron Brate, 221. Darkwa, 66. So what this goes to, and Trevor Siemian went for $11. Remember that other league he went for 130? You just don't know. And what I've given you here is, let me count them for you, because I think this is fair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 leagues. I'm giving you examples of 8 leagues. I gave you the different numbers. I really can't find a thread anywhere. I can't find a thread anywhere that says, well, Cameron Brate was expensive, but Bobby Rainey went from $30 to $300. Darkwa was somewhere between like 60 and 160. Terrence Williams was in the hundreds. Paul Perkins vacillated up and down. So I think you really have to pay close attention to your league. But that very first guy that I gave you, right, and that very first team, what I thought was interesting, he went Brate 329, Darkwa 226, Wentz 109. He was all in. So let me see here, because I think this is important. He was 0-3. So there you have it. I was right. Remember I saw those big numbers? I'm like, this guy must be 0-3. He is 0-3, which tells me that he's desperate. Right? At 0-3, he knows he can't go 0-4. So he's got to make the moves right now to try to make it better for himself. Right? And that's what you do. You have to be aggressive. Because if you're not aggressive in these leagues, 0-3 could be 0-5, and you're done unless you're putting up points. Now, the one thing about this guy's team, and I don't want to name his team, he's 0-3, but he's got 437 points. So he's really not that bad when it comes to points. Right? In the points total, he's hanging in there. Right? He's hanging in there. Just in terms of the overall scoring, he's the record, he's getting crushed. Remember, the key of how do you dominate Scout Fantasy? You're the dominator if you have the best record and the most points. So in this league I'm looking at right now, there's a guy who's 3-0 with 519 points. If this league ends it right now, he is winning. He is a dominator. He is a dominator. Let me look at another league I'm in. So some guy, 2 teams 3-0 and 1. Wow. One team is at 492.75. One is 491.7. One's 491.05. There's another team, though, that's 516 points. The team that's 516 points is 1-2. So there would be no dominator in this league, and the top teams would go in the playoffs. And what I love about Scout Fantasy, and I've said this to you before, what I love about Scout Fantasy, and I love about the Fantasy Football World Championships, is that it's about the points. 516 tells me he's a good team who just got unlucky. 1-2, I don't know what happened, but I know at 516 he should be a whole lot better than that. Right? He should be a whole lot better than that. Let me give you another league here. This is another one where I'm 2-1. We're 2-1, but we have the second most points. But there's a team that's 3-0 with 521, another that's 3-0 with 506. We're 2-1 at 516. Look, that's going to be a tough one. Here's another one. We're 3-0, but the highest one is 491. We're at 459. So it's very, what I also like seeing is this league, not one team is over 500 points. What does that tell you? I think it tells you one of two things. Either we all suck, which I don't believe to be the case, or that was a pretty tough draft. If there's no team that's over 500 points like that, then this is a pretty tough draft. I'm in another league here where I thought it was the toughest draft I was in all weekend in Vegas. There's one team that's 3-0 with 546 points. That's pretty amazing. But the next highest total is 480. And I knew that was a tough draft. So you've got one team who's killing it at 546. And in fact, this team is second overall, by the way. Hammering Trucks, my guy Truck. And Hammer, doing great. Really, congratulations. But the drop-off is immense there. The drop-off is immense after that. Because I knew that was a tough draft. That was a very tough draft. It really was. I remember that. So just very quickly, I want to go back to their draft. Here's what Hammer and Trucks did. Allen Robinson, T.Y. Hilton, Marvin Jones, Tyler Lockett, Travis Benjamin. That's a really good start. That's a really good start. Now, my team, we went Beckham, Cobb, Moncrief, Jackson, Jordan Reed. Problem was Moncrief's out, and Cobb has been disgusting. We passed on Kelvin Benjamin. I wish I didn't. I wish I didn't pass on Kelvin Benjamin. If I had to do it over again, I would have taken Kelvin Benjamin. Or I would have taken Marvin Jones. How about that? But Hammer and Trucks then took Hyde, Sims, and D'Angelo Williams. Now, they got a really good ride from D'Angelo Williams. The D'Angelo Williams ride is over, right? You got your 3 weeks. Now you're done. So they rode that to a 546-point beginning. Good for them. That's smart. Now they've got to roll with Hyde, Sims, Drawn, and Drake the rest of the way. Good luck with that. They've got Breeze and Stafford. They got Dwayne Allen and Jesse James. So their receivers are great. The question is, can they make it with their running backs the rest of the way? I don't know. Let me see their team now. Their running backs now, still D'Angelo, Hyde, Sims, Fozzie, DeAndre, and Wake, and they added Wendell Smallwood. That was a really good buy. Wendell Smallwood was a really good buy for them. That might be the thing that helps them. Because if they didn't do that, they might have been in big trouble because that wasn't enough. Their running game is not enough because the receivers are terrific. But that's what you do. When you start with 5 receivers, that's the gamble you make. That is the gamble you make. That's the deal with the devil. Right? That's the deal with the devil that you make. If you pick 5 receivers, you're going to go with Carlos Hyde and Charles Sims. Now, the truth of the matter is Carlos Hyde's a really good player. I think it's interesting, though, to look back on drafts. And I'm going to look back on this draft right now for a second. And I'm going to look at the draft board, yeah? So, Beckham, I still would have taken him. Cobb, I would have taken Benjamin. Moncrief, I still would have taken Moncrief. Deshaun Jackson, I liked him, but, Shepard or Snead would have been pretty good there. Reed, I'm okay with. Aaron Foster, the dog. But you know who the other guy we were considering was? Danny Woodhead. We're in big trouble. Woodhead is out too for the year. Foster could be out for the year. Then we took Corey Coleman out. So this team, Moncrief out, Coleman out, Foster out. How far am I going to go in this league? We took Frank Gore. I don't regret that. Aaron Rodgers, I don't regret in round 9. Devontae Parker might be one of the best picks we took in round 10. Then Zach Ertz is hurt. So look at that. Moncrief hurt, Foster hurt, Coleman hurt, Ertz hurt. 4 guys hurt. Then we took Kenneth Dixon, who we need so desperately to return, to go with Frank Gore. I can't wait. I need him badly. Chris Thompson, Green Beckham, the Texans, Mariota, Gostkowski, Perkins, Ferguson, and Jalen Strong. That's not easy. I should be doing that. I'm going to do that on some of these podcasts. I'll go back and look and see where the mistakes were made and what we did that was right and what we did that was wrong. All right, let's turn our attention to the Thursday game. We've got Miami against Cincinnati. This should be a very high-scoring affair. First of all, I absolutely love Andy Dalton this week. The Miami secondary is atrocious. There's no good words for them except they suck. They really suck. So I think A.J. Green has a monster night. I think Andy Dalton goes for about 280 yards and a couple of touchdowns. I like Ryan Tannehill tonight too. I think the question is Jarvis Landry going to play? I think he does. Is Jarvis Landry going to play? And how, can the Miami run the ball at all? But I like Tannehill. I think Dalton and Tannehill should both be about 300 yards and 1 to 2 touchdowns. I do like Jeremy Hill a lot tonight. I think Miami's defense is not good, and I think that Cincinnati is going to want to try to run the ball. Who they want to run ball with? Jeremy Hill. If Jeremy Hill doesn't work, then they bring in Giovanni Bernard. So Jeremy Hill, I really like him for 100 yards and a touchdown as well tonight. I think the Bengals get 3 touchdowns and 2 field goals, so I'll give them 27 points. I'll give Miami somewhere between 20 and 24. Maybe 27-23, something like that. Kenyon Drake, J.J. I don't know what's going on here. I know that Drake plays a little bit, but I want to see more J.J. I think this guy can play football. I just think Adam Gase hates him and thinks he's a fumbler. And sometimes once we have it in our head about a person, that's all. You're a fumbler, you're a fumbler. Well, we're not always a fumbler forever. I thought that about Fred Taylor. Fred Taylor's always injured. Well, one year he wasn't injured anymore. Then he was really good. So that can happen too. At wide receivers, A.J. Green should have 130 yards and a touchdown tonight. Byron Maxwell stinks. I mean, this guy, when you look up the word stink in the dictionary, there's a big old picture of Byron Maxwell smiling next to it. I mean, that's how bad this guy is. I like Jarvis Landry, but we have to see if he's healthy. If he's healthy, he's a PPR machine. We love him. Devontae Parker's been good, but once again, he's not 100% either. I do like him, though. I'm not a big Kenny Stills fan. I don't like Tyler Boyd either. I am really waiting for Tyler Eifert to finally return. Please, Tyler Eifert, return to the Bengals lineup. I've got you in like 9 or 10 leagues. I'm dying to play you. Dying to play him. I just need the opportunity to do so. Here's a sneaky play for you tonight. Deion Sims. I know that he's been a little nicked up this week, but with Jordan Cameron out with a concussion, I really do think that Deion Sims could be a sneaky play. So if you're looking for a sneaky start today, he's the kind of guy that I'm looking at. All right, so that's Thursday's podcast. I want to thank you guys for listening. Please do me a favor and join scoutfantasy.com. Enter the promo code ROTO, that's ROTO. You pay for 1 month, we'll get you another month. Actually, we'll give you 2 more months for free. We're that generous at Scout Fantasy. We'll give you 2 more months for free. By the way, my Scout swag came in, looked pretty good. Got a hat, got a sweatshirt, got a t-shirt. Pretty happy about what I saw there. So if you guys got your Scout swag, I'm glad you did. Tomorrow, big day for Scout Fantasy. You know my podcast will be my picks of the week. And of course, tomorrow night, as usual, our SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio show on from 10 to 12 p.m. Eastern, Sirius 210 XM 87. All right, guys, I wish you a great day. Right now, it's time to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. The office is closed, my friends. Have a great Thursday night. Enjoy the game. Start your Dalton. Start your Tannehills. Start your A.J. Greens for sure. Start your Jeremy Hills. And if Jarvis Landry is healthy, get him into your lineup as well. All right, this is Dr. Roto saying, be well and take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!